What's up, everyone? I am Brandon, aka Sneak from the Condemned Criminal Origins podcast. This is going to be the solo chapter of... What's your character name again?
Bliss.
Bliss's solo chapter. Her name is Crystal, as I mentioned in the solo chapter with Josh and his character Lugar. She's going to be heading north into the city of Aurora, where Josh, aka Zipper, was going west. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump directly into this. Alright, Crystal. So you're heading north into the city of Aurora. You can see it in the distance, but it still looks miles away. It's a very large city, so it's very miles away. You come across, and when you go across, you just see this one sign that says City of Aurora that way, and then a sign that's pointing the other way with all the writing on it completely scratched off. And it doesn't look like it's been scratched off naturally. What do you do?
Probably go with the one that's been scratched off.
Alright. Ah. Yeah. This tastes nasty. Retribution.
Do you like this one? It is a Bailey.
It is a Bailey's, but no. I'll tough through this terrible cigarette. Alright. So you're walking down the path that has been completely scratched off.
Okay.
Again, it doesn't look like it's been scratched off naturally. It almost looks like something has dug its claws and just dragged it down the entire length of the sign. Of course, you know, it's one of them cliche signs that are just made out of wood with an arrow.
Yeah.
You know, just really shitty arrow. It almost looks like it's falling apart, too. The sign that says going to Aurora looks fairly new. This one looks very old. Like, centuries old. So as you're walking down the path, you start noticing that the sun's starting to get lower in the sky, or that's what it first seemed, until you looked up and you noticed that the entire overhead is just covered in thick trees and brush. But the path is still clear. Then, out of nowhere, you hear something following you. Your internal reaction is...
To look behind me?
You look behind you and you see a very old man.
Oh, Jesus. This is a creepy old man?
No, actually, he looks like he's hurt.
So I'd ask him what's wrong.
His response is something attacked him. And you look down his leg and it's just been like almost ripped. Not ripped off, but you can partially see the bone. And it's fairly dirty, so it almost looks like he's been dragging himself out of the woods.
My next question would be, what is beyond the woods?
He said he wandered upon a den. So, this is him talking. As everyone should know by now from the first one, if I haven't posted it first. He goes, something's in there. I ended up wandering across this really large den. It's been padded down, but everything around it's just completely hollow. I don't know what it was. I was going through there looking for berries. I don't know what attacked me.
Well, what lies on the other side of the woods?
No one knows. Everyone's too scared to go through. No one really wants to go hunting. That's why the city of Aurora's prices on meat are so high. No one likes to go hunting, so when meats go through, they're very pricey. With all the dangerous creatures that are around here, including the direwolves that have been running in multiple packs recently. I think it may have been a direwolf that attacked me. I'm not sure.
So I guess I bid farewell and continue on.
You're not going to help that poor old man?
Hell no! I've had enough with old men.
Oh, you haven't yet. I'm pretty sure the audience done knows what's going to happen at some point in this story. Oh, this is going to be funny. Alright, so you continue on through, and you know you're hearing birds chirping. You know, you hear the random brush move, but It doesn't seem anything unordinary because you've walked through woods before. At least I'm hoping your character has. It's terrible.
So don't I.
Yeah. So, you know, because you know the natural nature sounds of, like, things walking through the woods and, you know, birds chirping and flying overhead. And then the road splits again. Except this time when it splits, one leads off to a creek and the signs haven't been ripped off. One says, fetch fresh water. The other one says, Aurora.
I'd probably go with probably the sign that says fetch fresh water.
Alright, so you head down there. It doesn't seem like anything's unnatural. You get to this really large pond. And it's not a lake, it's a pond. It's small enough that you could wade through it, but big enough that you could go fishing, so to speak. And as soon as you step up to it, something jumps out and bites your leg.
Okay, well then I take probably several steps backwards, stumbling, probably tend to my leg, and...
Well, as you stumble back, you look up and you see a massive dire wolf standing right in front of you. He is much larger than the others. He looks almost as if it's the alpha male, and he is huge.
I guess it's time to prepare for battle.
Alright. We're gonna have to share my dice roller because you don't have dice. Yes, I know, we're unoriginal. We don't have the D20s and everything. Shut up. We have to use my phone. Fuck you. I know there's one guy out there that's commenting right now. Well, you guys suck. You don't even have the actual dice. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
This is a new age we used.
Actually, I'm recording this on a laptop right now, so... Oh, there's no camera.
Techno geek.
There's literally just flipped off the camera. There's no camera to this.
Fair enough.
Casual. Alright, he's going to pounce on you. So, this will be a dexterity check. What's your AC? Where's your AC at? You didn't put it down, did you?
Probably not.
Uh-oh. You know what, I guess this will be versus your dexterity. See if you can dodge it.
Okay.
Because he's just pouncing. So that is a 19 versus your dexterity.
Which is an 8.
Yeah, so that hits immediately. So he pounces on you and he deals 1d6 damage because this is a starter mob. He's not... You take 2 damage. When he pounces on you, he digs his claws directly into your thigh.
I think we have a problem. I don't have my life on there either.
You really messed up your sheet. No worries, I have a marker.
Yeah, we need to mark that in.
I have a
Probably on
marker.
another paper.
It probably is.
Did not get put
It did not get put on the
one
sheet.
paper.
May just start off with what, 15 HP?
I think so.
You know, we're not going based off rules, so you get 15 HP. You're not a defender, so I know you don't get above 20.
Right.
Until later on when you hit higher levels.
Casters are lower.
Yeah. Just like MMOs, casters don't have as much health as a tank. That was an S. 15. There we go.
Okay.
My 5 scribbled a little bit so it looked like an S. Your AC, though, I need to put AC down as well.
Yeah. That's probably on the other page.
Probably.
Curse you, paper!
God damn it.
5.
Your AC can't be a 5.
Now it's an S.
We'll make it a 10. We'll double it. We'll make your AC a 10. We'll make it standard. It makes
pity on me.
It makes things easier. Alright, so there we go. Now that your sheet's correct. See that? She fucked it up.
Yeah.
She fucked it up. Oh, wait, I just realized this is the first time having a female on the show.
Yep.
You should feel special. You're the only female nerd I know.
What?
Okay, to be fair, you're the only female nerd I know in person.
Okay.
There we go. There's
Fair enough.
dirt under my laptop keys. Rest in peace, headphone users. There we go. Alright, so you take 2 damage. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I will action point and bite. He is going to bite. So this will be against.
How much health does this stupid thing have?
He's very standard. He only has 10. He's very low. So probably one of your attacks should be able to just instantly kill him if you roll good.
Yeah, if.
Okay, never mind. Well, actually. And that just hits you.
Okay.
So that is 1d12 damage. Ow! How much health do you have again?
15. 12. Damn!
Ow, direwolf hurts. Okay, so that leaves you with what, 1 HP?
Yeah, 1.
Oh, that's harsh. Alright, and I will end my turn. It is now your turn.
Okay, well, then we'll have to do magic missile.
And what is that, like 1d20 damage or something?
Yeah,
Alright.
it's just level standard 1.
Yeah, so that's like 1d20 damage or something.
Here we go.
Wait, what's it versing? AC or Dex?
AC.
Okay.
6.
What's your overall?
10. And Dex is 8, so.
Okay, so and yeah, that hits. That's more than enough of hitting. So roger damage.
15.
All right, how would you like to kill it?
Straight through the heart.
All right, so you launch your missile. Like, you do that cool maid shit where you just do the hole, and it goes straight through his head, down through his heart, and then out his tail, and he just falls dead.
Poor doggy.
He just falls dead, just
You son of a bitch.
basically. So then, as you do that, you see another small little carnivorous creature walk up and start sniffing it.
Ew. That is so gross.
You know, just real small little carnivorous creature. You don't recognize what it is. You've never seen it before. He just walks up and he goes, and then he licks it. And then for some odd reason, he starts biting at its paw.
This ain't some weird sexual creature kind of.
No, you can.
Necrophobic. When you said sniff it, all I could think of is like
Necrophobic.
tail.
You know,
Oh god.
no, all you're imagining right now is this very tiny creature that's humping a dead wolf. Nice. Drop the pen.
At least it wasn't the soap.
No.
This
So
bad.
yeah. So then you go about actually fetching some water.
Yeah.
In your little knapsack that you have.
Yeah, I need
you-
water.
You have like 300 to 400 gold that's in there, and you have this small little canteen.
Right.
You fill it up and you drink as much as you can while you're there. You fill it up, close it, and you put it back in your knapsack, and then you keep heading on your way.
Let's
Because-
head back
Because
to
that
the woods.
back to the you're going in the woods.
Yeah.
You want to go in the woods?
Yes. Why not? We're already here.
Okay. So you start walking through the woods, and you actually come across that padded down den that the with the old man that was telling you about.
Right.
You come across it, and out of nowhere, you see this blue streak just come down, pick up something that was shiny in it, and fly off.
Dragon!
So it doesn't look like it was trying to attack you or anything. Just when you walked through, you seen something kind of shiny shimmering there. It came down, went, and took it. But the remnants of where that was a whole 10 gold.
Pay the dragon some gold.
Pay the dragon gold. How do you know it's a dragon?
It could only be one of many things. A dragon, a griffin.
Oh, one of many things, yeah. Okay, so it can
They
be
like
one of 1,000
weasel,
things.
But weasels don't fly, so.
They might. You
It
never know.
could be a flying weasel.
I'm making that a thing now. Flying weasel, and he'll just poop on you. It deals 1d30 damage. Plus 5. Acid shit.
I guess it's better than bat shit.
True. Alright. So, what do you want to do? Because right now you're looking at this padded down den. There's 10 gold laying where the remnants of something shiny was, and then if you look back farther, you see something glowing deep within the den.
Can I chuck a piece of gold in there?
Sure.
I want to chuck a piece of gold in there.
Roll a strength check to see how far you throw it.
Okay.
You know, you won't actually be able to access my phone because I have a password lock on it. So I might want to... Yeah, that's...
Throw it?
Yeah, I want to throw my phone.
Rolling.
Alright, what's your overall strength?
3.
So that's... 11?
Mm-hmm.
11, you toss it maybe 3 feet in, and nothing happens.
Let's see then. Let's go try to pick up that 10 gold that's lying on the ground.
Alright, you walk over and you easily pick it up. Nothing happens.
Let's go deeper into the woods. This is damn stupid.
Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure?
No dragon.
No, there's no dragon there. I'm sorry. There's no dragon. And there's a bug right there. There's a gnat. Do you see the gnat? Oh my god.
I don't know where it went.
Oh no, but I loved how fast you were like, wait, bug? Alright. So you actually want to go deeper into the woods.
Yes.
You don't want to investigate what's glowing deep in the den. It's only like 20 more feet into the den.
No, I guess we could. I mean, I threw a piece of gold in there and nothing happened, so apparently it doesn't like me or my money.
Okay, so...
For shits and giggles, let's go into the den.
Okay, you walk in, you see a small puddle of water. At least you presume it's water.
Ew.
You presume that it's water. And the thing that's glowing in the back seems to be this small gemstone that's attached to a staff. It's glowing a bright orange.
I'm gonna touch it.
You can touch it.
I'm gonna touch it.
You touch it, and it turns blue.
Ooh. I'm gonna take that.
Alright, you take it, but you realize that it feels kind of heavy. Not as heavy as the Eye of Kilrog, which you are known for, because it is a mage item. Well,
Right.
It can be any item, but you know it's commonly used among mages and warlocks and stuff. And it feels kind of heavy. It's not real heavy, but you can feel that it's very dense. Like if you tried to drop it, it wouldn't break, but it would leave like a small crater or something in the dirt, in soft dirt. But when you pick it up, it actually starts glowing bright red.
Is it attached to anything?
No, it was just stuck onto a staff. You actually were able to just take it and pull it right off the staff. It wasn't even like tapered on or anything. It just took it right off.
And I guess we'll just put it in my knapsack and continue on to the woods.
Alright. So when you put it back into your knapsack, you notice that it starts glowing a bright orange again. It's almost as if touch and heat makes it change different colors. But when you were holding it, you realized that your hand started getting very warm, but then it replenished your HP back to full.
Like a healthstone.
Almost, except it will have punishments if you use it too much. You can find out more about this item if you go to the Enchantress in Aurora. And that's just a tip, because this is just your solo mission. This is just to kind of get you back into the works of D&D. Yes, she's an experienced player, which makes it a lot easier to do this than Zipper.
So, let's see, I've already killed something. I gathered 10 gold, well, should say 9 gold because I threw a piece. Actually, I should pick up the piece of gold.
You should pick up the piece of gold?
Yes!
Alright, you pick up the piece. you re-pick up the piece, and for some odd reason you notice that it's slightly muddy.
Ew. Wipe it off.
You wipe it off, and then you are horrifically smelling wherever you wiped it off at. It almost smelled like something died wherever you wiped it off at.
Jesus. Okay, now we need to go back to town because I stink. So let's just put that gold back in outside. Be happy that I got a gem that changes colors. Fucking dragon flew off and left me.
How do you know it was a dragon?
Because it's a dragon. Because it probably knew I was going to chase it and hug it. And it ran away.
But if you were to hug any of the dragons that were in here, they would just freeze you or burn you. Instantly. And I wouldn't even have to roll because you'd be too close for me to have to roll. It's just like, it's like an immediate reaction that's going to happen. Alright, so you head back, you start following the path to Aurora, and you make it to the town safely.
Wait, did that one man die along the way?
You have no idea.
There's no blood trail or nothing?
Oh, there was a blood trail leading out of the den and into the road, but you have no idea what happened to him since.
Sweet.
You can go back and check.
Nah. You don't have anything I want.
As part of you know. So, okay, I'm getting text messages that are making no sense.
So I'll actually follow the sign this time. It says Aurora.
Alright, so you head into this massive city of Aurora. Right outside you see a guard dressed in pure gold.
Ooh.
And he's holding a flaming mace. No, not a flaming mace, but a giant flaming two-handed sword. It physically looks like the sword itself is on fire.
Nice.
You want to do anything? You want to talk to him? You want to poke him in the face? You want to punch him in the dick? What do you want to do?
Don't pour water on a sword.
You're actually going to pour your canteen of water on a sword.
I worked hard for that damn water. How dare you have a fiery sword and I can't.
Okay. You're going to have to roll for this. You need to roll a 10 or higher.
Rolling. 17.
17. You pour water on it, the flames get even larger and it scars you.
Son of a bitch.
It scars you right across the face. You have a permanent burn mark across your face.
I look badass now. I was more.
And he looks at you kind of stupid and he says, "You really tried to put my sword out."
Yes.
Have you any idea what this sword is?
Fire.
Yes, it is a flaming sword, but do you know what it is?
No.
This is a sword that's been imbued with the Eye of Kilrog. It cannot be put out. It is a permanent flaming sword that I can use to slay anything, including you.
So if I take it out of your hands and then stomp it into the ground, it's not on fire no more.
It'll still be on fire.
We don't see it because it's in the ground.
Actually, it would be... This sword... Okay, DN's perspective. This sword is hot enough to scorch anything it touches.
Son of a bitch. I don't like him no more. I'm gonna walk past him. Piss me off.
Alright. You walk past him and he just gives you this drop dead look. and starts following you.
Groupies.
He grabs you by your shoulder and picks you up with one hand.
And asking what the hell his problem is.
He goes, do you know who I am?
A guard?
I'm more than a guard.
And who are you?
I'm the famous warrior that saved this city 20 years ago.
Well, congratulations. Where do I find the enchanters?
He drops you and you fall to your feet. He just shakes his head and he goes, over there. And he points you to the direction of the enchantress, which is slightly west of the entrance. But as you walk towards the enchantress, you hear a very aggravated old man go, hey, you! No, you! Stop! Stop!
I stop and look at the old man.
He motions you to come over. He goes, come here!
Oh dear God, I'll go over.
You go over and he goes, listen. I got good stuff here. You want to buy it?
Do you have a staff?
I do.
What staff do you have?
He pulls out his cane.
You son of a bitch.
Retribution! He chucks a potato and let me roll to see if it actually hits you.
Oh my God.
It does not. He goes, retribution! He chucks a potato at you. Then the wind comes back and hits him in the face. Then he goes, ah! Son of a bitch! God, fucking young people can't take a goddamn joke. My name is Harvey. And he pulls out this elegant blue and green staff and he sets it on the piece.
Very nice. How much?
This is a very rare item. This dropped? Oh god. Thinking too much. Wow. This came off of the Ark Druid.
What the fuck is the Ark Druid?
The Ark Druid. Shut up. Shut up. The Ark Druid was one of the few people that founded this great city many years ago. Once he died, it was invested and saved. Someone stole it, and I so happened to have got it back.
So you stole the staff?
No, I stole it from the person who stole it, thus meaning I brought it back into the city.
So you're trying to sell me a dead man's sword that's been stolen off someone, which
Dead man
is stolen.
stole it? No, you dumbass. This is a staff. Look, it's a piece of wood. See? And he pokes it.
Old man poking a piece of wood. Okay.
Hey, you got a problem with that? I'm 80 years old. I haven't seen my wood in years.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, how much?
This staff will cost you an easy 500 gold. It's a very, very nice staff.
Yeah, well, do you have something for less?
I do. He pulls out his cane again.
I'm gonna beat you with that fucking cane.
He just giggles. And he smacks you with it. Doesn't cause any damage, just goes, shut up. Then he pulls out this staff with what looks like almost the same red orb, or gem, that you picked up. Except it's glowing a different color. It's glowing a bright green. And he sets it down. He goes, this is 250. This is 250.
Well, take that one. What the hell is the gem on top of it?
The gem, it's pretty interesting. Don't take it off, though. It can replenish your mana. Of course, no one uses that shit anymore. Everyone just got the fucking dice, and they just chuck the dice, and then they do stuff, and it's weird. I don't understand this world.
I don't understand you either.
But no, this gem, if you take it off, it will burn you bad.
What do you mean, like this?
The fuck happened to you?
That's that guy over there.
Oh. Oh, you fucked with Henry.
Well, Henry's a douchebag. So we'll just take this staff. And how much for your kitty?
What kitty?
That one that's right behind you.
He moves the cat behind him. There's no cat. I fucking hate animals.
You got 3!
He moves the other 2 behind him. No, I don't. God, you lying bitch.
I find you to be a terrible liar. There's a cat behind you. There are 3 cats behind you.
There's no cats. God, you're fucking senile. More senile than me. Then before you can even talk, he holds out his hand and he goes, I'm Harvey. I'm the weapons vendor.
I'm just gonna take this staff and get away from your kooky old ass. You cat-loving asshole.
As you go to walk away, he goes, fine, don't shake my hand, and screams.
Oh my god.
He screams. Retribution! Okay. You just took 10 damage.
Ow.
From a potato to the back of the head.
Okay, quiet.
Yeah. So you take 10 damage to a potato to the back of the head.
You son of a bitch.
Do you want to just leave that rotten potato on the back of your head, or...?
I'll just kind of, yeah, leave it there with this nice scar on my face. I'm gonna walk through an enchantress now.
Alright, you walk up to the enchantress shop and you notice that the door seems slightly cracked. You don't know why, but it's slightly cracked open.
So we'll go ahead and open it up and go in.
Alright, you walk in, you see this kind of an elderly looking woman trying to perform a enchant on this big broody minotaur. You know, he almost looks like the one that you read about in this paper, because yeah, they have paper. They have the news. Everyone knows about Harvey chucking a potato at people. It happens. Everyone's interested in it. Tourists come to see it. Tourists come to get hit with the magical potatoes.
The rotten potatoes?
So, it's not the same minotaur that got killed and they found the body in the woods. But this one looks kind of big and broody and just vicious. And he has this steel armor on that glimmers when you look at it. And she's trying to enchant his weapon. But he wants such a large enchant that his sword actually breaks. Like it shatters. He gets furious and storms out the door, pushing you aside.
You're definitely pissed off. I asked the old woman what the hell happened.
She goes, I tried to enchant his sword. He was wanting so many that I wasn't able to do it, and the metal in the sword just overly combusted upon itself. You can't enchant something with over 3. It's not... You can't do that. The metal won't handle it unless it's a very legendary item. And no one has brought one of those in there in years.
So, would you be able to enchant my staff?
Of course, what would you like?
How much would it cost to put sleep enchant on my staff?
Normally it would cost about 50, but I have never seen you before, so I will lower the price to 30.
Okay. I'll hand her my staff.
She puts it down on her enchanter's table. She looks at it and she goes, where did you get this?
That really kooky old guy with no teeth down the road that throws potatoes, as you can see.
She covers her face with her palm and she goes, oh god. And where did he get it?
I don't know, he was speaking a bunch of gibberish and yelling retribution, and I really just want to get away from him because I smell like really bad, and now I have potatoes stuck in the back of my fucking head. Kind of awful.
So she looks at you and she goes, there was only 3 of these staffs ever made. These gems are very rare.
Nice. Will this gem interfere with the enchant?
No. The gems don't have many properties to them that would actually interfere with enchants or any other substantial items that you put to it. But the gems themselves are very rare. There was only 3 ever made.
In that case, if she knows much about gems, I will pull out the one in my knapsack and ask her about the one there that I obtained from the den.
She takes it out of your hand and she looks at it. She looks at it very closely and she goes, where did you get this?
At a den in the woods, where you take the path where the board where it tells you which way to go has been completely scratched off, and there's one facing and telling you Aurora is this way. I took the one that goes to the woods. I found a den deep in the woods after I got some water, and this gem was laying there stuck to a staff.
Do you have any idea what this is?
I'm guessing some type of healing properties to it.
It does. It has many healing properties to it, but only an experienced mage can wield it. Well, anyone can wield them, but they have to be very experienced with it. Alright, that was a slight cut. My cigarette went out, guys. Sorry. So, alright. So she starts telling you that, these gems are extremely rare. Only 3 of them were ever made. And the one that she's holding right now has healing properties. Not many, but they're there. The longer that you hold it, the faster it will heal you, but in turn, the more it will burn you. And she picks up the green one, well, the whole staff. She points at the green one. She goes, "This one, what did the old man tell you about this one?"
That it restores mana.
That's a lie. This one will actually increase all spell damage that you deal by 2.
Nice.
And resist any spell damage given to you by 2. So in theory, it will increase your armor by 2 when going up against another spellcaster of any sort. This is a very rare gem, but there's one even rarer.
So I got a good deal on it for paying 250 gold.
You only pay 250 gold for this?
Yes.
That's strange. Finding one of these in an actual vendor store normally goes for about 5,000.
I'd say then that man's kookier than I thought. I will never let him know.
He's a very insane old man. Very friendly, though.
Yeah, he wouldn't sell me one of his cats.
He has cats?
3.
Since when?
I don't know. He hides them. And says he hates animals.
Strange. I've never seen those cats. I'll have to go and look at them at some point.
If you're brave enough to go around a potato throwing coop.
He won't throw potatoes at me. I'll just cast them back at him. And I've done it too. He started saying something about retribution. I didn't understand. Then all of a sudden I seen something get thrown at my face. I instantaneously just winged it back at him. I did on instinct. I felt a little bad. It knocked him out. That's why he lost all his teeth. That poor old man. Then as you're looking out the window, because you hear something happen outside, you look out the window, and you see this long blonde-haired creature type guy riding a horse hit Harvey with it. And Harvey goes flying across this fucking weapons vendor stand. Just fucking flying across. And then you hear, "You psycho fucker, don't throw shit at me again." And he yells, "Retribution!" And hits the poor guy in the face and knocks him off his horse. His horse goes riding out of Aurora. He gets up really fast and he yells, "Pony, come back!" And starts running after it.
Oh, shit.
She covers her face with her palm again. "Oh, I hate living here." That was Duke.
And who's Duke?
Duke's the town retard.
Does this happen quite often?
It does. It really does. That's the 3rd time his horses ran off today. Today.
Alright.
Before you go, I have a question. Would you be willing to sell me that gem?
Which one?
She holds up the red one since you haven't taken it back yet. This one.
What can I get for exchange for it?
If you want something for exchange, I have this. And she leads you to the back room and she opens up this like sliding door that's been locked down as tight as she can get it. Opens it, and it's this magnificent robe.
And what does this robe do?
This robe was not wielded, but worn by the Archdruid, one of the few people that actually started this city
This is
centuries ago.
Second time I've heard that name. Supposedly Harvey has a staff that was, or belonged to him, and he's trying to sell it for 500 gold.
Really?
A blue and green staff?
Blue and green. It does ring a bell, but I don't remember the Archdruid ever wielding it.
Something about somebody stole it from him, and he stole it back and brought it back to the city.
I remember the Archdruid wielding a staff, but I didn't remember the exact color combination. I knew it was very powerful. Back when I was a little girl, I seen the Archdruid launch a fireball the size of the city at someone.
So does the robe have any magical properties?
It will get more over time. The stronger you get, the stronger it gets. Do you think that would be a fair trade for this gem?
And if you had to price them, what would you say this gem is worth and that robe is worth?
This gem, as it is worth about 5,000. This robe is close to the same. Around 4,500.
And may I ask what your interest is in the gem?
I have an idea of something I want to do.
Okay. Seems fair enough.
Alright, she puts the gem down directly into your hand, that way you know she's not kidding about it. Takes the robe off its, like, golden rack. It's literally placed with a solid steel bar that's been formed into little hooks to hold it up. She takes it down, she folds it very gently, and she hands it to you.
I'll take it.
She takes the gem back and she goes, "Thank you." And as you go to walk out, you see her put it down on the enchantress thing and break it. She shatters the gem.
May I ask what she's doing?
You'd have to ask her. I'm not going to tell you. And I don't know if she'll tell you or not.
In that case, then I will ask, what are you doing?
Well, because this gem has many magical properties to it, one of which is healing, if I'm able to combust it and break it down, I may be able to duplicate it numerous times.
Okay, like a conjuring spell.
Almost. If I can duplicate this numerous times and keep it that way, and she picks up one of the larger chunks, she holds it, she squeezes it very tightly, and then she opens her hand, pulls it off, and you see a slight burn mark. Even when breaking this, it still works.
Huh.
So, if I can either 1, duplicate it, or 2, imbue these into different weapons, it may add healing properties to those items.
And how much would it cost me to have you try to do that to my staff?
Unfortunately, a staff of that power wouldn't be able to hold any other enchants,
Okay.
as of right now.
Then may I take a range check and come back later when I get more powerful?
Of course.
I think.
You're welcome back anytime.
Is the sleep enchant completely? Is it done?
Yeah, she picks up the staff, and it's glowing like a slight purple, like a pinkish purple. She hands it to you and she goes, "It is done."
I'll take my staff, I'll take my robe,
You still haven't paid her yet.
and give her the 30 gold.
Right. She takes it and she opens up this small little box where she keeps all of her money, and it looks like that she had no problem opening it, but earlier, you heard in the news that someone tried to actually break in and no one was able to open it. She opens it and you see this mass amount of gold just sitting there, and she just tosses it in and she goes, "Thank you, have a nice day."
And I will walk out.
Alright, you walk out, and in that same moment that you walk out, you see Duke ride back in and then get another potato launched in his face. Harvey goes, "Oh hell no, you leave, you stupid son of a bitch, retribution!" He chucks a potato and it hits Duke directly in the face and his horse runs off again. Instead of chasing after his horse this time, he draws his sword and he goes, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, old man!" He runs in, he falls, and then he ends up stabbing himself in the shoulder. Harvey goes, "Yeah, see? That's what you get, you dumbass. Fucking douchebag. I had to kill you." He then grabs his sack of potatoes and starts repeatedly hitting this poor man. Not even screaming retribution, he is just viciously beating this poor man.
That's so funny. I think I'll leave them to attic. Is there a place where I can clean up?
There is. As you look around a little bit, you see a tavern on the sidelines, and it has it has like a little
Tacos?
bath and wash symbol on it.
Tacos?
No tacos.
Tacos?
So you see the tavern, and it has the little bath symbol on it and everything. But as you're walking up to it, you see this this old man walking with this really small leather pouch, and you can hear chinging in it. It's almost like he has some money in it. And he's heading to the grocery store, which is right next to the tavern. And he looks at you and just kind of waves a little bit, and he keeps going.
I guess I can talk to the man and ask him what he's doing.
He goes, I just got some money. I'm gonna feed my family. And he actually looks kind of depressed.
Okay, well, I'll ask him, how much does it cost for a night at the tavern?
A night at the tavern, it's pretty pricey. A whole night at the tavern, if you want a really good room, is somewhere between 100 and 25 gold. Like 25 to 100 gold. It's very expensive. I actually run an inn if you would like to stay a night.
Yeah, I can do that.
He goes, it's right on the outskirts of the city. And he points, and here's the tavern, here's the other shops, which have no actual meaning. They're just like grocery stops and just items. And then way over here, it's a very small inn.
And how much does it cost for yours?
Well, just today I got someone to... Because no one really stays there because our inn has been getting robbed a lot recently by a large minotaur. He just keeps coming in, and he's actually drawn his blade on me more than once. But someone's actually staying in the upper room right now, and they're living there indefinitely, and they only had to pay me 100 gold.
I'll make you a deal. I'll stay there for tonight and try to help you with this minotaur. I'll give you the remainder of my gold so that you can feed your family.
Well, the minotaur has already been killed.
Okay.
The person that was staying there, his name's Lugar. Yeah. We're cross-referencing this shit.
I may want to change my mind. No, never mind. Alright, well, I'll still give you the remainder gold I have on you.
And how much is that?
I have about
Spent
120?
120? He goes,
30 for that? Yeah, okay.
so
Yeah,
120?
120.
You do realize that you can just stay there indefinitely for 100 gold and come back whenever you want. Your room won't be touched.
Okay. Still hand you 120. You're trying to feed your family.
Oh, I have enough to buy some extra meats as is.
It's no problem. I will get more.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So he takes the extra money and he slides it in. He closes his little leather pouch, which is now actually slight big. Kinda big. And he goes, would you like anything from the grocery store? I'm going there now.
No thank you.
Okay. He walks in, and you see him just kind of look at the meats, and he pulls down another large venison leg. He kind of takes and he puts it over on the thing, and he goes, I'd like to buy this, and you walk off as the cashier goes, okay. So he's buying a very large venison leg, another one. You don't know it yet, but Lugar gave him the 100 gold to give to be able to feed his family. Because when Lugar walked in, cross-referencing by the way, if I posted this one first, I'm sorry, spoilers. You've been warned. You have been warned. So when Lugar walked in, he seen a small 6-year-old child just eating a piece of bread. Just a very small piece of bread about this big, eating it. And that's all they had. It was just some bread and the clothes on their back. That's all they had. So as you walk in, you're greeted by a very friendly smile by a woman, and the child is hiding behind his mother. She goes, hello.
Hello.
Can I help you?
I was told that I can stay here indefinitely for 100 gold, which I believe would be your husband that is at the grocery store. I paid him 120.
Ah, yes, that's Hector. Okay, here, let me lead you to your room.
Thank you.
She takes your knapsack and she carries it along the way, and she points at the door to the down the hall to the right. There's only about 4 rooms at the top. That's all the room there is, because the lower area is the living area, the upper area is the rooms. Yeah, see, that's a fancy fucking small inn.
Yeah.
So she takes it and she hangs your knapsack and she wraps it around the doorknob, which is just a real weird slant doorknob. She goes, this will be your room. Make yourself at home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And she goes to walk back downstairs and everything. And as she goes to walk back downstairs, she kind of looks at you and she goes, "You look familiar."
You possibly see me in town?
Perhaps. Were you the one that got hit by a potato?
You mean the one that's still sticking in the back of my head?
Yeah. Would you like to use our showers?
Yes,
Well, our
please.
baths. Our baths. Okay.
I also have some evasive odor coming from me from earlier from in the woods.
You went in the woods?
Yeah.
That's dangerous. And you know, as she goes to walk back downstairs, you see Hector come back in with a big bag of groceries. Some of it's bread, some of it's fruit, some of it's veggies, and you just see this massive venison leg just sticking out of the bag, just sticking out of this poor little like paper bag that's been poorly made. He just walks in, he sets it down. He goes, "Got more food?" He goes, "I hope this small inn's well enough. It's very tiny. It's been run by me for a few years."
It works perfectly.
And he kind of smells the air and he goes, "You definitely need a bath."
Yes.
He points to the downstairs area, which, when you walk down, just has this really large bath in it with hot water.
Okay.
And actually, when you look in, you see yet another weird gym, except this one's a square, and it generates a lot of heat, which keeps the water nice and hot. You look at it peculiarly, but you don't think much of it.
So I'll just continue on and clean up this potato off the back of my head. And
Which actually, when you go to wash your hair, you find out that part of that potato is actually hardened.
That's so nice.
So it's like doing this to your hair. You're like trying to pull it out, and it's just like it is stuck.
So can I just cast a spell on my hair to get it out?
You can try, but you don't realize that these potatoes were extremely rotten. Alright, so there's the dice roller.
Rolling to get the shit out of my hair. 19.
Alright, you rolled a 19. You get it out of your hair, but you lose that patch of your hair in the time doing it. Like, you yank on it one really hard time and it comes out, but, like, I don't know, 80 or so strands of your hair got ripped out in the process. Like, just... You look at it and you notice that it was originally brown, now it is hardened black.
Oh, that's a shitty ass spell.
Well, these potatoes were overly rotten, so you had to see this one coming.
Well, then I continue to clean up, put on my new robe.
You put on your robe, and you feel a little bit more powerful, almost as if you can cast something a little bit stronger now. Like you honestly feel a little bit more energized when you put it on. And you notice that when you put it on and you grab your staff to start walking upstairs, the green gem slowly turns to a bright blue, and then to a yellow, and it stays burning yellow.
Take it that means I'm getting stronger. And the staff's getting stronger with me.
Basically.
Nice.
All the gems in general, when they're at their highest potential, will burn a bright red. Unfortunately, though, getting the last one's going to be very difficult. It's actually within the city, but getting the last one will be extremely difficult.
Yeah, since I already broken one.
Well, no, you didn't break one. You traded one.
That's true.
Okay, we're pausing again. Alright. So, as you notice that the gem is turning slightly yellow, when you look down at it, you're kind of inclined to touch it.
Well, a little touch of it.
You touch it and you realize that it's extremely hot, but it's not singeing the wood at all.
And Interesting.
Very.
Heat activated.
Basically.
Sounds pretty freaking cool.
Yes. So, when you walk back up from the downstairs area into the living quarters, you are greeted by Margaret holding this plate of very elegant, like a very elegant meal, nicely cut, venison with vegetables and everything, and a large glass of wine.
I will say thank you to her and accept it graciously.
Graciously?
Graciously.
You about said gracefully. You about said gracefully. Don't lie. Don't lie. You did.
And then I will ask if there's any place around that they forage or fish or hunt.
Hector looks at you and he goes, hunting's not a very large and popular thing here. Most of the dangerous animals in there normally kill off any of the livestock, so hunting's not a thing that usually happens. Hunters get paid a very large bounty if they can bring in plenty of food.
Well, I killed direwolf earlier, but I did not bring its carcass with me.
Direwolf meat sells for quite a bit. The hides actually the apothecary uses to woven clothes.
Interesting.
But direwolves are very dangerous. No one in the city normally goes out into the woods. The only time people go out into the woods is in a group to get water, which the water is just put in that big container. And he points out the window and you see this massive container and it just says city water on it. It looks almost like a 5,000 gallon container.
Well,
500,000 gallon container.
What is with that gym that you have there in the bathing room?
Oh, the gym? We found that a long time ago. Just really random. We stumbled across it while coming to the city to live here. And when we touched it, it was really warm to the touch, but when you put water on it, it got even hotter. We thought it'd be a nice little implementation to put it into our baths, that way our water stays hot.
You bet you have no idea what it exactly is.
No clue.
Because it looks somewhat similar to the one I have on my set, which also heats to the touch.
He looks at it and he pokes it, and when he pokes it, it turns blue and it almost hurts his hand. He goes, ow!
I'm sorry.
And he goes to touch it again, and then Margaret goes, don't touch it, it just hurt you. Don't be stupid. Oh, fine. So he sits back down and he starts eating again. That's a really interesting gem. I've never seen anything like it before.
I was told by the enchantress that it is a mana gem.
You were told by Harvey that it was
a
mana gem.
Sorry.
And it's not a mana gem at all. It increases your attack.
It's not. It is actually a spell power gem that increases spell power.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that kooky old man doesn't know shit.
Kooky old man. I'm guessing you're talking about Harvey.
Yes.
He turns and he points to his back where a massive bruise is. He did that to me.
Yeah, I just got the potato out of my hair that now has a permanent bald spot on the back of my head.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's done that to just about everyone. I think the only person that he hasn't done it to is Carolyn, the enchantress. And that's mainly because she just wings the potato back at him. That's why he lost all his teeth, you know. It was hilarious. I watched.
Yeah, I just met your town's duke.
Oh, God.
They were duking it out, pretty much. So
Yeah.
the horse ran off.
Again?
Yeah, I was told it was the third time today.
It was.
You have a very interesting town.
No. There's nothing interesting about this town. It's very small. Well, it's a very large city, but part of it's just the governor part. The part that you see here, which includes my inn, the grocery stores, the enchantress, the apothecary, and the weapons vendors, all those are just the civilian part. The rest of it, farther up north of the city, is just the government part.
May I ask why the city's so secluded and why nobody ever leaves?
No one ever leaves because of the dangerous creatures that come out of the woods. We've lost 6 scouts already today. There's another city east of us. And he points. He goes, that city over there is much larger, more population. This city's kind of secluded, mainly because of all the dense brush and woods around the area. That and all the creatures that wander through here, it's very dangerous. Once you get in, it's almost impossible to get back out. You can leave, but you have to leave in massive groups.
Nobody powerful enough to leave on their own.
The only people powerful enough to leave is Henry. He points back at the gold armored warrior.
Yes, I met him.
Yeah, I seen. When you actually got burnt, I was the one walking past you to go back into the inn. Because here's the entrance, here's the enchantress, here's the inn. So, entrance, enchantress, weapons vendor, inn, grocery store. Other stores, yep.
Got you.
Yeah, I need to make a map. I do, but I'm not gonna. I'm too lazy. He goes, yeah. The only people powerful enough to leave are Henry and some of the other guards. And when he looks over at Henry, you notice that he has his sword drawn, but you don't know why.
Why does he draw a sword?
No one really knows. It always seems like he's on edge for something. And as you continue looking out the window, you see that same blue figure fly down and snatch his sword. And when it snatches his sword goes out.
Did you see that?
Yes, that's very peculiar. I have no idea what that was.
I seen that in the woods earlier.
Really?
Yes. It snagged something shiny on the ground. And when I approached to where it was, I found gold laying there. About 10.
I wonder if that was the lost gold of one of the scouts that was wandering through.
I never found a body.
You do know there are tales of dragons around here.
I was kind of thinking it was a dragon. For its love for shiny things.
Yes.
Which means it has a nest somewhere, probably full of gold.
Most likely.
And gems.
I figure if anyone goes in there, they'll have bountiful riches.
Or charred to death.
No. Anything that you see that comes by blue that appears as a dragon does not breathe fire.
Ice?
They breathe frost. Actually, if you go out and you go towards the governor area, you'll see a frozen body that's been frozen there for over 200 years. The only person that ever lived long enough to see it was the Archdruid, and he died recently.
And what did he die from?
He died from a very harsh disease. But then again, he was very old. 126 years old.
Yes, I was given these robes in exchange for a gem that I found also in the woods.
I recognize the robes. They're very nice. I have no idea what magical properties they hold, but they're very nice. And actually, when you look at it, the robes are like pure white. The neck of the robes are glittering with almost like ground gold. And then the strings that attach all of it is a very dark purple. And when you go to cast something, like when you went to cast your spell, they lit up a little bit.
I was only told by the enchantress that this would grow with me. The more power I get, the more power the robes get.
I would believe almost anything the enchantress says. She's very wise. She's been living here much longer than I have. She knows more about the history of this town than I do.
So, take it that you guys have history of frost dragons here for a while then.
Yes. One of the larger ones that was just recently slain was found just at the top of the mountains behind us.
Hostile?
Very.
Have they ever attacked the city?
Once. But long before I showed up here, I wouldn't know anything about it.
Okay.
Henry was the one that slain it. Hence the reason he said he saved the city. It was very large. According to rumor, or at least what I've heard, it was up to 30 meters long and 75 meters tall. Very well, no, sorry, 75 meters long, 30 meters tall. Was very large. Actually encased part of the city in ice for over a decade.
Sounds very devastating.
They're very hostile. I've only ever seen one in my life. And I'm lucky to be still standing here today.
Sounds very true.
He puts his hand on the thing, and you didn't notice this prior, but he actually is missing his pinky completely.
And what happened to your pinky?
The beast bit it off. It was very small. I didn't know what it was. I was kind of peculiar. I was just wandering around one day. And then something latched onto my hand. I looked down, it was a baby one. It was a baby ice dragon, and it bit my finger clean off.
Mm.
Yeah, everyone's going to enjoy that.
For the text message.
Yeah, and it bit my finger right off.
Ta-ding!
Ding! You have mail!
Well, I think then we will just say thank you for all your informative information. I will finish my meal and probably head back up to my room.
Alright, as you finish your meal, Mario goes, "Can I get you anything else?"
No, you've done more than enough.
Alright, I hope you enjoy your stay. So you head back up to your room and you hear thudding in the first room to the left. You hear a lot of thudding, but you don't investigate. You just hear a lot of thudding. I mean, like, straight RIP headphone users. Almost like someone is slamming something viciously, trying to break it.
Now, is this the room where Lugar's...
Yes, you see you see a very tiny piece of leather just wrapped around the door handle, and on the bottom of it just has an L.
Then may I roll to write a message on his door?
Sure, you can roll. You're gonna have to roll a 15 or higher because tampering with other people's stuff isn't allowed. Of course, it wouldn't have much punishment to it.
Oh.
Roll a 12. As you go to write it, you realize that the inkwell pen that you were trying to use doesn't have any ink on it. So it just scratches the leather piece a little bit, and it looks like you tried to write dick.
That's better than my message I was going to write, moron.
Well, it's very poorly done. I mean, I have paper here, so let me try to showcase. This will give it a little bit more insight to how this is written. It looks like it's scratched like this. It looks like a very poorly drawn dick, like all the letters squished together.
Close enough.
See? D-I-C-K.
Got it.
Just all of them squished together. Of course, he won't even notice it.
Right.
No one really knows why he put that there anyway. Just since he moved in, there's been a lot of thudding that's been going on in the room, and then past that, it's just quiet. He comes down for dinner every now and then, but not very often. But as you're walking back to your room, you look over, and you see kind of like a necklace hanging off one of the doors. Again, it doesn't look like anything peculiar, so you just head back to your room.
Okay.
You get back into your room, and it's a very small room. All the rooms in here are very tiny. You have your bed, which actually is just made of hay, like everything else would be. Like your bed is made of hay, and you have this woolen pillow, which actually is very soft.
Right.
Because it's pure wool. It's very soft. You have a 1x1 nightstand, so about... That's 2 layers.
Okay.
And then you have a very small closet. Maybe a 3x3 closet. Very tiny.
So I'll probably put my staff right next to the nightstand and my knapsack in the drawer.
Works. You make yourself at home, nightfall hits, and you decide you would like to go to sleep. Or, because we're done past our regular time lapse, you could ask about the other person. But again, it was nothing peculiar. It looked almost as if someone lived there. But you didn't hear any thudding or anything happening in there, so you just assumed that the person that was in there was asleep.
Yeah.
Which they probably would be asleep, because time then would have been around close to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It's very late.
So probably rest to regain my strength.
Yeah. Sleeping in this campaign will regenerate your HP. Along with that, sleeping will grant slight experience because you are resting when you could be doing something else.
Correct.
So there we go. Alright guys, that concludes Crystal's, or character name Bliss, his solo part of the campaign. The rest of these will be done as duos because the next portion of this, Lugar and Bliss will be meeting within the city. Actually within the inn. Because Lugar is going to fall down the stairs and land on top of Bliss. Because he's a complete fucking klutz. He's a Dragonborn. He doesn't know how to control the tail.
Oh, dear God.
He doesn't know how to control the tail. Either that or you're going to get hit with the tail.
The thumping, it's his tail. I was going to say, I thought maybe they had farm animals. He was fucking a farm animal.
No. He doesn't know how to control his tail. In considerable amount, his age in the game, he's only about 14 years old in the game. So he's a very young Dragonborn. But Dragonborn look a lot older and are much stronger than a normal 14-year-old.
Right.
They're actually about as strong as one of the guards in the city.
Very nice. Although, he's a klutz.
Yeah. And just as you go to lie down and everything, you hear a couple more thuds, and then you just hear someone go, "God damn it! Fuck this, I'm going to sleep!" And then you hear like this crash on the hay on the bed. And then nothing. It's dead silent.
God.
So you rest your eyes, and then you hear someone yell, "Retribution!" and Duke's horse runs off again.
Thank God that I am inside.
Mm-hmm.
Does that man ever sleep?
Harvey, he does, actually. You'll find that out later when he falls asleep while he's talking to you.
Oh, God.
Alright, if you want to go ahead and modify your gold...
Yeah, it's 0 now.
Yeah, go ahead and just write that down. Okay guys, thanks a lot for tuning in this time. Next episode will be released soon, at least I hope it'll be released soon. Thanks a lot for joining in, and this has been Brandon, and...
Crystal.
Thanks a lot guys, see you later.
For her.